Happy Tuesday. I'm here, I'm in, I am starting to get things together. I have to pull out all my stuff for Tuesday, because we were off yesterday. Going in my drawers, gonna grab all that stuff, open my emails, start clicking open all these tabs, getting my brain working, because a 3-day weekend's got me like, woo, I'm tired. As I open my email, I add about 3 more things to my to-do list. One's not due for a while, but there's definitely some things that are coming up that need to be done, and just makes my list even longer. So, such is life. We're just gonna pop through. I've got a bunch of emails that I probably can just delete. We don't really need all of these things, just telling me co-teachers joined other classes on Dojo statistics, things I don't really need. Got some Lexia lessons, got some other stuff in here, our regular staff email for the morning. That's about it. So I have my SRBI plans for iReady. I told you guys last week or the week before that we are mostly only to use, not mostly, I guess, we are only to use iReady for our SRBI math work groups. So with that, I stayed late on Friday and printed a bunch of stuff just so I could make sure I had it ready for today. We're gonna try it with just some of these worksheets, some of these games from iReady for Math with Someone, for my teacher table, for them to do independently. We're gonna see what works and what doesn't, and just kind of go from there. I'm hoping that I can get more games. I just have to kind of deep dive, because it's like the activities in one folder, and then you have to go to another place to find the game, and then get the game and print the game and get the game ready, and it's just a lot. It's kind of stinky because I already have a ton of task cards and games that I've used in the past that I like to use, but they really just want us to kind of just throw all of our faith in iReady, and it's mostly because they bought the second portion of it this year, so we have the full capacity to use the whole entire program this year, so we can, or they can see if we're actually using it fully, how it works, if they want to continue with it or find a different math curriculum. So we're gonna I'm gonna go ahead and do that, just put those together. And then overall, benchmark is going pretty well. We have Unit 2 review the next 2 days, and then our Unit 2 assessment the last 2 days. So that should be good, and everything should go well. Lunchtime. Happy almost end of day. I'm just sitting here with my lunch of champions. I brought a banana for lunch today because just crazy. Anyway, I'm gonna go through my planner now. I'm gonna meet with my team next period during our prep to go over the next couple weeks and just make sure we're all done with lesson plans and ready for Thanksgiving break, which is in, our calendar's over there, which is in 2 weeks. Yeah, ooh, it's coming up soon. So I have a couple Thanksgiving activities planned for that half day before we break, and then I want to just make sure that they're doing okay with the lesson plans that I've provided, or if they're going off, off script, that they don't need anything else. And then just kind of check in, make sure we're all doing okay. It's really important to lean on each other and help each other through everything, and your days get a little crazy. Overall in here for me today's behavior's been okay. Just really 2 friends. One is trying really, really hard, and I'm so proud. One is trying really hard to ignore the other shout outs, blurt outs, laughs, noises that one of my other friends makes on purpose. But this one is trying really, really hard, and I'm really proud. So I focus on that. I keep giving the positive to that one student. And then I did finally tell the other student today that I really no longer plan to give negative attention. If you need something, raise your hand, just like we all do. If you need help, if you need something modeled, if you don't understand something, raise your hand. But just kicking, tapping, that's not going to get my attention anymore. I'm really trying to take a step back myself and really just kind of focus in on giving more and overly giving the positive. So there won't be any negative attention. That's my hope. Yes, sometimes I'm still going to have to redirect the behaviors just if they get to the point where they're out of control. But overall it's working today. So we'll see how it goes in the future. I do have 2 friends out today, so that is a little bit less when you have less kids and less other friends who want to be distracted or who are easily distracted. So with that, my hope is we can take this and move it into when those other friends are back, because if we can, kind of keep ourselves together and on a pretty good behavior day, then we can also do that when they're here. So the other thing I wanted to show you is I was talking to you guys about the iReady groupings for our SRBI. So I went ahead and did my groups in buckets over here. So I've got my pink, which is my red group for group 1. I've got my yellows, which are my kind of in-betweens, and then my blues are like goes in their heads. I don't have anybody in group 3 right now, which would be like the green on level. But I went ahead and I printed all those things and I put them in there. So the games, again, I'm going to work on getting those game pieces together and going into the other folders and finding them and kind of getting them printed and putting any manipulatives with them that I need to. And then that'll be your math with someone lessons. Should be good to go by next week, maybe fully, but they can at least get started with what's there. That's what I stayed on Friday to do. So they can at least get started with what's there. We didn't get into math groups individually today. We had one of my other teachers was in here co-teaching during core, so it went a little bit over, so we didn't get into a full SRBI rotation today, but we did get our fluency flight on iReady, and we did get our MyPath on iReady, which is super, super, super duper important, because the MyPath lessons, since the district bought them this year, the MyPath lessons are focused on helping the students make progress and growth based on their diagnostic that took the beginning of the year. So I'm hoping that they're able to make most growth with that. I do tend to focus mostly on that during our SRBI, and then I pull friends who are either not on MyPath or who have other things they need to work on. I'll pull them during the fluency flight and during the MyPath time, and then we have a 15-minute rotation built into our schedule for our SRBI group, so I also pull a group at that time. Overall, it's okay, behavior-wise and curriculum-wise. It's a Tuesday, kind of like a Monday, so just making it through, but I'm happy, which is a plus. Keeps me going, keeps me coming back. So we'll stick with that. We'll go through that, and then we just have our rotations at the end of the day. I gave them a new packet that they're going to be working in. It's the Unit 2 performance task, so I'm having them work through that individually. If they can't get through individually, I can have them do it in groups, because that might help, just kind of bouncing off ideas off each other and able to get it done completely. So I'll have them work on that at the end of today, tomorrow, Thursday if they need it, and then Friday, end of day, we'll hopefully have a fun Friday. Quick little 20 minutes of some downtime, whole class game, something that they deserve if they earn it. So we'll see how it goes. Sunshine's coming in bright today. Hey, end of day Tuesday on the beginning of our short week. Again, overall, pretty much went well. I am currently on iReady looking for some division facts. We have multiplication flashcards. I want to get some division flashcards because some of our higher kids are already into like fractions and decimals, like 4th grade stuff, but I want to get them knowing their facts
a little bit better than they do. That's what I want them to be, more fluent in their knowing their facts. So I'll have them do their multiplication flashcards, and then I'll have them do their division flashcards, probably one before Thanksgiving and then one during December, just so then they have everything. They can take them into break with them, and just practice, just kind of, rote memory, like how we all were taught, or at least my age group of people were taught. So I'm currently going to grab those, and then I am getting out of here. My mom is keeping my son so I can go get my nails done. That's nice. And then I will be going home and have some family time because I'm leaving school at school. That's the most important thing to do, is leave work at work. Don't take it home with you if you can help it. You can help it. Just don't do it. Don't take your work home. Leave at contractual time, which is in 3 minutes for me, so I gotta go. Good morning. It's Wednesday. It's freezing. I had to stop for tea at Dunkin' Donuts this morning because I was not expecting 32 degrees. I don't watch the weather. I just check it on my phone real quick, and I was definitely just not expecting that. So that was fun, but it's fine because my son got his little mini bagels that he loves anyway, so that was fine. I walked into some groupings. I already had the tools for instruction. So my math coach, after our last meeting, my math coach went ahead and printed those for us so we can use them for our groups. The kids that we have in our groups, she didn't give us new groups, so I don't have to regroup again, but she gave us the some of the lessons that goes with each grouping. So I'm hoping that I can just finagle that into what I already have and not have to redo a lot of it, but I'm appreciative that she did that for us, so thanks, girl. I'm going to open up everything, get everything ready for today. We're doing a mini science project in class. We're going to be creating life cycles. I'm going to have them make up a animal, so any animal that they want. I'll make a list of animals they can choose from, or my higher kids can just kind of go on their own. I'm going to let them make up an animal, create their own animal, and build a life cycle for it. Give me 4 stages. How would it start? What would it grow into as it gets, as it grows, as it goes through its stages in its life cycle. So just a fun, quick 20-minute mini lesson to add on to our science. Excuse me. For math, we are working in our mid-unit assessment, so just checking in. I'm going to be doing that during SRBI today, so we'll do our iReady Fluency Flight 10 minutes, we'll do our MyPath for 15 minutes, and then we'll dabble into a couple of questions for on our mid-unit assessment. Again, just as a check-in. It's not graded, it's not in the grade book, but it's just as a check-in to see where everyone's at with multiplication and division. I know where they are overall, in general. Obviously, as a teacher, again, we know our kids, but it's nice to have it on paper so you have it for data, and then you can kind of bounce off that to help put them into groups. I did go get my nails done yesterday. Woo! I got a nice pretty purple, like a dark plum. It's really nice. And I got my toenails colored too, because I hate mismatching nails and toenails, so I got a polish change on my toes. I digress. I'm just crazy, but that's okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these groupings together. I'm going to assign the unit 2 week, no, just kidding. The unit 2 assessment, we did the week 2 yesterday. I'm gonna assign the unit 2 assessment for benchmark because we are starting that today. We have 3 periods to do it, so either today, 2 periods today, 1 tomorrow, or 1 period each day for the next 3 days. However, we decide as a classroom teacher is fine because that's how it fits into our schedule. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'll assign that, and then we will get started on that during reading core today. During writing, I'm going to have them do a fun writing activity today about fall. So I'm going to try to use the creating mental images that we talked about in benchmark last unit, and then we touched again on in this unit. So I'm gonna have them like close their eyes and think of the perfect fall day, and then have them like take me on a walk through their fall day. So we'll see what that writing comes out to be, and we'll pop it up back there. Right now the writing back there is how much fun they had jumping in the leaves when our principal had blown all of our leaves outside. She had got them all blown together, and just let the kids go out one class at a time and just have fun jumping in the leaves and being kids. It was like 10 minutes out of our day, but it was really nice to see them having fun and having downtime. So that was really nice of her, and I'm happy we got to participate in that. They really loved it, and then I had them write about it, so we can coordinate it back into our curriculum. So we'll be working on our fall walks for the next 3 days while we're doing our assessment during reading. We'll be doing the fall walking, writing during writing, and then at the end of the day we'll still have our benchmark rotations, our workstations. So that's it for today. It's basically what it's going to follow tomorrow and Friday. The other thing is we are going to make cards for our school psychologist thank you cards, because it is school psychologist week this week. So celebrate her. She's amazing. She does so much for us. She does so much for me. She does so much for them. She does so much for all of us here. And it's nice that she's getting appreciated. So she's coming in for her social skills lesson this week. Luckily for me, it's on Friday. So when she comes in, I'm going to have all the cards, and I'm going to buy her some flowers, and I'm going to give those to her, and have the kids give their cards to her, just as a nice little thank you. So we're going to go ahead and do that. It's okay that I'm saying this, because this will be posted well after it's school psychologist week, so she'll have already had the stuff. But it's just a nice little sentiment, just to let her know again how much she's appreciated. It's nice to do these things when you can. So we'll take a little time tomorrow morning to make the cards in between science, and then we'll finish them during our writing if they're done with their fall walks, or during our benchmark rotations in their writing station. So overall, pretty easy week for the next couple days. Not much to like prep and do, but I'll keep you posted on behaviors, because that's always what I like to focus on and talk about. So I will say they did pretty well yesterday. They got 2 compliments, so we're only missing the letter T on our compliment chart. And once we fill in our compliment chart, they'll get their, there you go. They'll get their whole class prize. So let's see if they earn it today, or tomorrow, or Friday. Let's see how it goes. Gotta put you on my vent clip again, because I gotta drive. But I have to tell you, today was so cool. We got our math done, so we had extra time. So I let them do a multiplication fact Kahoot, just for like, see if we can get like fluency and practice. Most of them did really well. I only have one friend who really doesn't do well with games, so we stopped and just let that friend have their moment. And then unfortunately they weren't able to get back in, because it was towards the end of the game and the game had ended before they were ready to get back in. However, they were able to at least get back together and kind of collect themselves. So that was a positive. We are going to be making those cards for our school psychologists. We're going to take some time to do that tomorrow. But they also got 2 compliments to fill up our compliment chart, which I was telling you about before. So we picked, I had one kid pick out of the like 7 little folded up options. I said, no peeking. So they got to pick, and they got to do a 10-minute directed drawing before lunch. That was their compliment filler reward. So that was exciting for them. Most of them liked it. They all like to draw. They like art. So that's why it's one of the options that I put in the bucket to choose from. But it was like, the behaviors were nowhere near as bad today. I don't know if it's because like Halloween's over and we're just kind of winding down for the ramp up to Thanksgiving, which all of us teachers need to be prepared for. But yeah, today was pretty good. You have obviously your good days and your bad days. Your good days hopefully outweigh your bad days. If they don't, then my hope is that you can, again, write, reflect, and renew yourself so you're ready for the next day and the next group or continued on with the same group. Sometimes people loop, but you definitely want to just make sure that you are focused on what you need to get done. And even when it comes to like classroom management, you can absolutely always reflect on that. Reading different teacher books, reading, having collaboration with your grade level partners, with other grade levels, definitely getting ideas from other people. Like I said, I hadn't used that complement chart before. I'm using it now. It works. I didn't have the self-awareness charts for the last couple of years, but this class, a couple friends need it, so I'm using those. So pull out the tips and tricks you have, and when your tips and tricks are empty, when your teacher toolbox is empty, phone a friend, or like I said, read some books and get some more tips. Hopefully I can give you some tips on here. Hopefully you're getting something, at least, if not just knowing you're not alone in the good days and the bad days. My bad days definitely outweigh my good days, which is definitely an upset, because I want to just be able to teach, but unfortunately a lot of things get in the way of that. But that's okay. We just take it and tweak it and make it work for us and for them, and hopefully everyone gets out of the day and the year what they need to. Today is also World Kindness Day, so happy Kindness Day. I hope your kids were good to you today. Again, my kids were pretty well behaved, and we got to do a couple fun things because of it, so it really just shows that they can do it, and it just proves to them that they can do it, and they'll get rewarded for the good that they do. So I hope we can continue on, again, like I said, for now until the ramp up to Thanksgiving in a couple weeks. But overall this week has been pretty good. So 2 days here, check for the good boxes, check, and we'll see how tomorrow goes. We'll see what it brings, and we'll cross all the paths when we get there. Good morning, happy Friday. I wasn't able to get on here yesterday, so much going on, but I'm here today to tell you the last 3 days this week have just been wonderfully great behavior-wise. So I think the blurt charts are working, my little self-awareness charts. I'm hoping that can stay that way, but we'll see. I also think I found a good rhythm right now with the groups that I put them in. So I did put all but one friend back in a group, because unfortunately that friend still can't control themselves. They're not showing me that they're ready to be in a group. They're not taking care of their things. They're not taking care of their space. They're not being aware of their surroundings, and everything's just not really working for that friend. So we have a little set of reminders kind of on the daily going, and we're working through that. Curriculum-wise, math is mathing. We're working on our mid-unit assessment, and we're working on multiplication, division, how they're related. They're having a little trouble with division, which doesn't normally happen because breaking apart things is normally easier for them. So that's really where my focus is going to be for my small groups next week, on top of the iReady small groups that I told you that we have been doing or we've been using. So I'm going to work on that, just getting some materials together for that. And then reading, we are finishing our Unit 2 assessment, so we'll start Unit 3 next week. Overall, it's going better than Unit 1, but worse for some students. So Unit 1, everyone had the listening option because we thought as a district it would be best. They hadn't seen it before, all these other reasons. So we gave everyone the listening option, and now some of my lower leveled readers who are not receiving services because they don't qualify for any services, but they're just lower than third grade level reading right now, don't get the listening option because they don't have any services that require them to have the option. So they're definitely having trouble reading it, and I could tell just because their scores are lower, not significantly, but enough to say that's definitely the difference and the issue that they're having now. So I'm hoping we can try to finagle something and work something out for those friends. Otherwise, I don't think that the rest of the testing, the rest of the year is going to go very well. So that's something I'll talk about in our collaboration meeting and in our data meeting with our principal.
Happy Friday. I think everything's going to go well today. I hope it does. If it doesn't, I'll pop back on. If it does, I'm leaving at contractual time and I will be back Monday.